as an architect, I wished, I hoped, and I thought, but I never really knew the time sequence, meaning I was too young. I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that what has happened here was really that a lot of people in the Northeast United States of America come to specifically Miami and to retire. And back then they would retire and live in Miami Beach or Miami on a fixed income, because that's all they had. And so they would come and they would live on a fixed income, and they didn't have any money to invest or to build or to repair or maintain structures. And they basically came here to spend the sunset of their life here. And once they die, there is nobody else who can come and replace them, because the places that they came into were usually owned or rented by their families. So the people who came in after them, or came in at the same time, happened to be people who left Cuba and were not necessarily rich or wealthy. They were arguably kicked out of Cuba, and they came by boat or lift and what have you. And they also came from a very poor or a low income background. So all of Miami Beach was in a very kind of financially destitute situation, unless you're looking at the drug money and you're looking at building, edifices on Brickell Avenue. But the majority of the population was like that. But the infrastructure was beautiful. The open spaces, the parks, the architecture was gorgeous. The interesting thing is that all at one time, within 15, 20 years, it changed drastically. When I was here in the late 80s, a lot of the people that I would hang out with were foreigners who came in here for the modeling business. And they were Scandinavians and Germans, and we loved to be here and hang out here. We didn't want to go back to North Miami Beach or Fort Lauderdale or Hollywood. We liked being here in South Beach and the architecture and the buildings. We liked the built environment. It felt good. And I had a feeling that it was going to change, but I never thought it was going to change this quick, this fast. I mean, I remember one of the first projects I did in 1994 was Nancy Liebman was a chair of what they called the design review of the Historic Preservation Board. It was a small room, and with, put together tables, and she was there. And one of the first projects I did was a little strip shopping center on Alton Road, 901, where David's Cafe is now. And she goes, "Kobi, I like the design of the stucco on top. It's very nice." And I said to her, "It's where my office is at 925 Lincoln Road, the Sterling building, how it has a wave relief and the block and the backlit neon." And I said, "It's upside down and in a contemporary fashion." She goes, "Wow." And that was it. Those are the kind of things that made an impression on you and you tried to implement in your life. And even back then, that little strip mall, which is just a little, corner, nothing to do, is raised up to avoid the floods and the water that used to and still assembles itself on the lower part of Alton Road.